Hi and welcome to Częstochowa, a relatively small city in the south of Poland, which is home to some 214,000 inhabitants. And it is also home to a tram system, which we will explore today. Although plans for a tram in Częstochowa were existing from the early years of the 20th century, it took until the 8th of March of 1959 before the first tram started operating. Within a few months after opening, a second small branch was opened, which resulted in a second line being launched. Even though it was a fairly small system at the time, the network already managed to reach 8.2 million passengers in its first year of operation. The tram network extended north and for quite some time no extensions were built. However, from time to time upgrades to the network happened. Throughout the system's relatively short history, a variety of trams of the Polish manufacturer Konstal operated and are still operating on the network of Częstochowa. And just like most other tram networks, the automobile caused a decline in ridership on the network. This was especially accelerated after the fall of communism in Poland. However, in the 2010s, this was turned around. New trams of the type pesa twist were ordered, and also an extension to Stadion Raków was built. This enabled Line 3. Throughout the last part of the 2010s and the early 2020s, the network received a complete overhaul, making it a modern system that positively surprised me. So now let's take a look at the network of today. This is the current tram network of Częstochowa. It uses a 1435mm standard gauge and is electrified by means of 600-volt DC overhead wires. The total network only consists of 14.5 kilometers of track and has one depot. The balloon loops on the network, which are in use, can be found at Wildorfanila, Kucelin, Raków Dworzec PKP, and finally Stadion Raków. The current tram network consists of 3 lines. Line 1, Wildorfanila to Kucelin. Line 2, also from Wildorfanila to Raków Dworzec PKP. And finally, Line 3, Wildorfanila to Stadion Raków. The way the network is operated is very smart, with, in case of no delays, a 6-minute headway on the core section between Wildorfanila and Estacada. Line 1, as well as Line 2, operate on a 24-minute headway. And the gaps between those trams are filled by Line 3, which operates on a 12-minute headway. And to me this seems a really smart system, especially for a city of the size of Częstochowa. Let's now take a look at what trams are operated on the system. The current fleet consists of 2 tram types, which are all Polish-made. The oldest type in the fleet is the 105 NA of Konstal. These trams were mostly built throughout the 1980s. Nowadays they always operate in pairs, and in my experience they can be seen mostly on Line 1. Currently, according to the public transport company of Częstochowa, there are 14 105 NAs active, forming 7 pairs. The other tram type active in Częstochowa is the pesa twist, with 2 variants. The oldest 7 trams were delivered as of 2012, whereas the newer 10 were delivered in 2020. The ones that arrived in 2020 are of a slightly different model than the original 7 and sport a different livery, and they look very futuristic, which brings us to the future. After a lot of modernization, I'm not really sure about future projects on the tram network. There are some articles about the potential extension to Parkitka, but due to my lack of knowledge of the Polish language, I cannot really determine the credibility of the plans. I hope you enjoyed this video about the tram network of Częstochowa. If you'd like to see more of my work in the future, please subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you very much for watching.